What up, what up, what up? It's the recap lunch hour with me, Ryan McGuffey. Not at the Palatial Studios today. It's Blackout Wednesday, man. We're home. We're at the Palatial Guff Estate, and it's time to do the recap lunch hour. Plenty of stuff ahead. Obviously, Bears and Lions chatter. Of course, the always popular start bench cut will be coming up. It is the pre-Thanksgiving edition of the recap lunch hour, which means we're going to have to get into the meat and potatoes, literally. We're going to have to talk about start bench cut meat-wise, what we're putting in the oven, what we're brining right now, perhaps. I mean, we're 24 hours from kickoff here. We're 23 hours and 30 minutes from kickoff of the Bears and Lions. And, hey, the spread's gone down a point. People are actually backing the Bears double digits. I don't know. I think we, as a collective whole here on the recap lunch hour, have agreed that the over seems like the play for us. I got talked into it yesterday by a lot of you guys. I really am leaning that way after doing Feltco Football Recap Live last night at Hooters in Orland Park. Thanks to those of you who came. Thanks to those of you who came up and said hello. Definitely had a couple fans of the recap lunch hour chiming in, which was awesome to see in person. And I think collectively, after hearing Tom Waddle say he liked the over, after hearing Cap talk about like their score pressure, Alex Brown, I think said 37-17. You know, it's kind of one of those like ugly and high scoring. I think that could happen. Jimbo, happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend. Good to have you on the show pretty much each and every day. So definitely appreciate all of you guys. Here's the thing. Any chance for an upset, I just don't see it. I really don't. I don't see a scenario where the Dan Campbell, they have not played well on Thanksgiving. They have not played well on Thanksgiving. And they have not played well against the Bears. Like they should have, like I said yesterday, dead to rights last year. One of the games where the Bears had a 96% or higher win probability and lost the game. One of 5 Matt Eberflus games like that. I don't think that's ever been done. I think Dan Campbell's going to give a pretty damn good pregame message before the game tomorrow. And, you know, I just don't feel good about where the Bears are defensively. They have not played well defensively for me to answer the question anything but no. Any chance for an upset? Absolutely not. The question really becomes any chance for a cover. The 9.5 is a stay away number for me. I'm more likely to back the Lions than I am the Bears. The 10 and 10, the plus 10 and more. Yeah, I think I'm more likely to back the Bears. So a couple of friends of the program here. Pablo, start bench cut made an appearance on Cap and J Hood this morning. Lunch hour culture is starting to spread. I heard that. I told Katie. I said, Katie, Cap took start bench cut to the radio. My wife was pissed. She was like, tell Cap not to steal stuff. I was like, well, technically, it's on the recap. So, you know, no Cap on this channel. What are you talking about? No Cap on this channel. It's called the recap. What are you talking about? No Cap on the show. This is the recap lunch hour. Okay? This is our following. Maybe you're new to the program. The One Bears fan. Welcome. We do the recap lunch hour each and every day, Monday through Friday with me, Ryan McGuffey. Sorry to disappoint you. Breck Bear, my guy. Let's get into one. I have one for later, but this one's a really, really, really good one that I'm glad that Breck Bear came up with because it definitely needs to be talked about. All day Thanksgiving cocktails, adult eggnog, adult cider, or a bloody. All right. For me, this is easy because tomorrow, which by the way, we have to decide by the end of this episode if we're doing a halftime edition of the recap lunch hour tomorrow, which I think we've leaned towards yes. And if that's the case, I'm going with my starter, Bloody Mary. It'll be a spicy Bloody Mary. Some candied bacon in there would be delish. That takes a little effort. A little maple syrup, drizzle, pull it back out, re-drizzle, push it back in, pull it back out, let it dry, harden, pop that puppy in with the pepper in there. Some cheese, maybe a little sausage on there. So Breck Bear, I'm going bloody. I feel like that's where you would lean too, being around you enough. I think I've had at least, I don't want to get into how many bloodies and everything else I've had with Breck Bear, but it's They're always tasty. I would go from there to I do love me an eggnog, seasonal for sure. The cider is quite I just adult cider. Curious about the cider because it can be made up of so many different things. Adult eggnog, that has to be one. It's such a heavy. I'm gonna go bench adult cider and I'm gonna cut adult eggnog, even though I do love a good nog. But if we're talking about strictly to Thanksgiving, I'm gonna go bloody cider nog. All right. Pablo, no cap equals truth and new generation talk. Pablo, man, I'm telling you, dude, you are definitely on my campaign. I know, and I saw this too. They were calling it sit, start, cut. They actually messed up the names like throughout the segment, and then they brought it back at the end. Then they were calling it kill F Mary. You know, you guys know that one. That's the origin of it. But then Shay, the producer, was getting it wrong, and Cap was saying, "Are we benching or are we sitting?" Cap, if you're watching, and maybe you should be, get off our lawn. This is start, bench, cut. Right here, recap lunch hour. Fans of the program, we've all started. Raymond, happy Thanksgiving to you. Good to see you back. Even more reason to have Guff on the morning show. I'm telling you, Pablo, I don't have an agent yet. Well, don't have an agent yet, but you are really the clubhouse leader. A couple of you guys on here, definitely clubhouse leaders for possible agents on the recap lunch hour and for me going forward. All right, so we've all answered the question, right? Bears really have no chance. I don't think this is a weird spot to be as a Bears fan. You're on national TV. The world is going to be watching. We all think Matt Eberflus should be and hopefully will be fired. And you're trying to thread the needle. You don't want to look embarrassing on national TV because you're going to get texts. I'll probably get one from Breck Bear. At the same time, you don't mind it because you're thinking the head coach could take the fall if, in fact, it looks embarrassing. Cap believes with a blowout or ugly loss that Matt Eberflus could be fired since it's kind of like a mini bye. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'm going to take Tom Waddle's backing. I'm going to ride what he's selling, which is look at history. The Bears have never done something like that, ever. They've never fired a coach in season. Why would this one be different? I mean, we can make an argument that there's plenty of reasons it's different. I think he's got a winning percentage of 311, and Mark Trestman, who arguably is one of the worst coaches in the history of the program, had a 4.10. He did have a great offense for that 1 year, but weird cat, didn't work, 2-year stint. But Matt Eberflus is a historic loser with the Bears. Phil, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Always. Katie. Katie, I freaking love you, man. Skin is looking awfully glowy today. Tell us your secrets. Well, if you follow Katie K on Instagram, as many of you should, this girl can put a reel together better than people who actually do this for a living. She's a future influencer. She should be hired. I want to hire her. So maybe she keeps on keeping on. She is an influencer, and I'm telling you, she's doing stuff better on her Instagram page than most companies. And she shows her little skin secrets that maybe, just maybe, I've adopted a little bit. Okay? So Katie K, you look glowing every day. And thanks to your videos, I'm telling you some of my secrets. I'm telling you how the sausage is made a little bit today. Thank God I didn't send that picture to Katie, though. My God, that would have been the death of me. Ben Johnson's going to have a fun time watching his future QB tomorrow. If you read the reports about 3 weeks ago, Ben Johnson's eyeballing jobs around the league that don't have shit shows attached to them, meaning organizational dysfunction. I don't know if the Bears qualify for that. I definitely don't think they qualify for functional organizations. So where are they? Somewhere in the middle? Being in the middle is a bad place to be in sports. But look, let's be honest. There's 32 of these jobs, 30 of these jobs. So I got to think, assuming the Niners don't get crazy and fire Kyle Shanahan or something stupid like that, that this job is going to be the most attractive one available. When you look around the league, it's just going to be hard to say, man, like that quarterback, these tools, this city. But you know what? A lot of coaches have said that in the past. I think Caleb will continue to make strides. Raymond, thank your lips to God's ears, man. That's the only thing that matters tomorrow going forward. Gaming rest. Wish the Bears were good. Yeah. Well, we all, it's something we wish we could all be thankful for, but here we are. Pablo, we thought Packers would blow us out. We thought the Vikings defense would murder us. Yes, we lost, but weathered both storms to avoid blowout, and I think there's a chance. They do match up well against their own division. I thought the Bears would hang around. I mean, those were 2 home games. I actually thought they may beat the Vikings. The Packers, I just, for whatever reason, have our number. The game should have been won, but let's be honest. Who's the new coach? Kingsbury? No, it's not Cliff Kingsbury, you guys. He's a great offensive coordinator. He didn't sign here. He wouldn't talk about it. He was not a great head coach in Arizona. He was not a great head coach in college. Maybe he's not a great CEO and just a really good quarterback / offensive coordinator guru. John Gruden's not coming here. The Bears are not hiring a former head coach with warts. Okay? They're just not. They're regardless of optics. Like that's just not who they're not hiring Belichick. We also heard the report that they're not going to hire someone that has a personality bigger than the brand. Well, I don't want to hear any of that crap. That sucks. Get the best guy. I could care less. Former coach, current coach, coordinator, head coach, defensive coach, offensive coach, has done it before, has never done it before, Hall of Fame resume, no resume. Get the best damn guy, period. Whoever that is, interview them all. Bears are easily the best vacancy this year. Come on. I said that. Giants, Jets, Raiders, Jags are all worse than the Bears. I've seen some stuff that the Raiders might not be open. I think they will be because they think with Tom Brady coming in, I think they're thinking Aaron Rodgers may go there, Bill Belichick. We'll see. But as of this standing, I mean, the Giants could be very attractive if they have the number 1 pick, looking at a new quarterback. A lot of people expect the Giants, like Phil, you're saying the Giants are going to have an opening. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if Brian Dable gets fired. How do you put it all on the coach when the GM has put that roster there? Daniel Jones was in your lap, and Saquon Barkley's killing you on the other side of town or in the division. I love Joe Shane. You guys know that. A big fan. I am. I have a history with Joe. So I could see both those guys getting another run in New York. I really can. Bears are 100 times better than the Jets, Giants, Jaguars, and Panthers. Well, the Panthers aren't going to fire their coach. They've actually won a few games, and he's brand new this year. So he's there. The Jags are a mess. The Jets and Giants, ugly. But I think the Giants are more sound, they can turn it around a lot quicker than the Jets. The Jets are a complete mess, and the Jags too. Honey, I'm using this opportunity to thank everyone. Please follow me. Honey Gold, thanks. Well, it's a good thing I didn't screen anything beforehand. Honey Gold. There you go. I know, right? Thomas, I was going to bring this up. Blake Snell of the damn Dodgers, the filthy rich get richer. Hey, Cubs. Hello. Hi. How are you? Hi. Do you not understand it's the offseason? Do you understand you're talking about 90-win teams? You had an 83-win team 2 years in a row. You have all of these people available. Well, hell, hang on. Let's trade for a little guy here and a little guy there. They're trying to trade Cody Bellinger. You need to add to the team and pretend that you're in a big damn market. Yes, I know. The disclaimer to the White Sox is, let's be honest, they're a 41-win team that have never given out a $100 million contract. So they are trying to patchwork this thing together at the very, 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 very bottom of a rebuild. So this is about the Cubs. Wake up. Wake up. The rich get richer. I think that doesn't even, I was reading an article earlier. This does not take them out of the Juan Soto sweepstakes. There's 5 teams that have met with Juan Soto. Pretty much the Yankees, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays. Why are the Cubs not in that? We know that they're not going to beat them. We've known they're not going after Juan Soto, but those are the 5 teams at this point you kind of expect. What's going on? They're gonna sign a mid-tier bat, mid-tier free agent pitcher, mid-tier everything, and then expect to run it all back in the NL Central? I don't know. Jimbo thinks the Lions went 31-17. That would be a push, Jimbo. That would be a push on our group bet here. By the way, are we liking this, guys? Are we liking the over 48? Is our group play? If so, I think that's the play for us tomorrow. Phil Sims, the real Phil Sims, as I like to call him. Good afternoon, Ryan. Wishing you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. Phil, same to you, my friend. Is it a 2-team race for the best team in the NFC? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the Lions and Eagles, and then there's everybody else, right? I mean, those 2 teams are starting to distance themselves. I think the Lions already have, but the Eagles are on a hell of a run. They've won 7 straight. And they clearly, I mean, like you can throw out the NFC South and NFC West. There's too many injuries. There's too much mediocrity. I'm looking right now. You have the Falcons at 6-5 in first place. Tampa Bay right behind them at 5-6. You have you have the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals at 6-5, and then you have the Rams and Niners at 5-6. So throw out those 8 teams altogether, and then you go to the Eagles. You can throw out the rest of the NFC East. The Commanders shockingly starting to struggle. Everybody on that Jaden Daniels train. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, like he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. I said earlier, I'm going to look this up as we're talking. He's minus. Oh, all of a sudden. Remember earlier this week, Breck Bear. This one's for you, kid. Bo Nix, that's his guy. Bo Nix all of a sudden plus 120 to win Rookie of the Year. Jaden Daniels minus 150 and fading. Caleb down to 60-1. This looks like it's a 2-horse race all of a sudden. All the Cliff Kingsbury chatter, by the way, this is what the league has historically done. The second half, they start to catch up to him. So yes, Phil, 2-team. Gruden and Brian Flores have current litigation against the NFL. Yeah, I think Flores is more likely to get clear. Like his litigation is probably more. I'm trying to think of the word here. Is probably more. There's probably more clarity on him getting a head job than John Gruden. Yeah, John Gruden, you're taking a chance. Becky just coming out and saying it. Which just thanks for being here, Becky. Please fire Flus and Poles. I think Poles is going to get another shot. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think it's tough when you're tearing a whole thing down with this quarterback, with a new GM. GMs usually tie themselves to quarterbacks and coaches. Usually GMs get a couple shots at the head coaching position. So I think Ryan Poles is staying. I think Eberflus is gone. Belichick to the Jags is a done deal. Shedeur Dion to the Raiders. It'd be interesting, like Shedeur Dion to, I think that like the Cowboys. Does Dion get to the Cowboys? Obviously, Shedeur would not go that far. I don't think he'd slip that far. The Cowboys are currently just looking at the. By the way, this is going to make you mad. I saw it last night. The Bears currently have the 9th pick in the NFL. Actually, according to this, it's the 12th pick now. Some things changed. So the Cowboys have 11. Shedeur is not going that far. You have Jacksonville, the Giants, and Vegas all fighting it out for worst team in the NFL, which is why DeVito got the job over Drew Lock. Now Drew Lock's going to end up starting tomorrow on Thanksgiving in one of the worst games on Thanksgiving we'll see in a long time between the 2-9 Giants and the 4-7 Cowboys. Should be a real – if you're looking for a Thanksgiving nap, it'll happen after the Bears game. Phil, with Snell of the Dodgers, do you keep the trophy in LA? It's hard to say anything else right now. Hard to say that they are not by far the favorites without Snell. When is CHSN getting on Xfinity? Phil, I don't know the answer to this question. And from everything I've gathered, it doesn't seem like anytime soon. And that includes all the way up to baseball. You would hope that by opening day, they would have a deal done. But for everything I'm being told in the market right now, there is zero pressure on Xfinity to get this done. None. And the longer this goes on, the more people don't miss what they can't see, which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Pablo, the obligatory non-topic question. Where do you get all of your memorabilia on the wall? Self-made, starting to collect. Just a Chelios Juice. All right, so this one here bought, I think, 20 years ago almost, right around 05 at Sox Fest, believe it or not. And then this one here, actually, Guff Mom, was pretty awesome. So in 2005, when the White Sox won the World Series, it was the, I guess back then, the 40th anniversary. Yeah, actually, it says it right here, 1965. The 40th anniversary of the Beatles at Comiskey Park. Okay, if you guys remember, this is the iconic Beatles photo from that time when they were taking the stage. The White Sox replicated that. The White Sox so this is Aaron Rowan, Joe Creedy, Paul Konerko, John Garland, replicating the Beatles and how they took the field. And my mom actually had this made. This was a picture, I believe, in the Sun Times. We contacted them. And so this one's actually, I love that one. And I had a whole bunch of stuff. There's stuff in the recap office. Pablo, I'll walk you through the recap. Cap and I kind of share about half of the memorabilia in there is kind of mine and half is Cap's. Cubs have given up, says Phil. I don't know about giving up. They're trying to thread the needle. If Caleb passes 4,000 yards and at least 15 touchdowns, is he already the greatest of all time in Bears history? I mean, he's already the greatest rookie of all time. He's on pace, I think, to throw for 3,500 yards, which would rank. I looked this up the other day. I think 4th all time in a single season. Bears all time. Yeah. So we all know Eric Kramer from 1995. We all know the Bears are the only the only team ever not to have a 4,000-yard passer. I'm assuming we're talking about the greatest of all time Bears. This is just like right now, Jay Cutler's by far the best quarterback of all time for the Bears, but it's really by default. That's the way I look at it. And when you look at here, I'll give you Caleb's on pace for a 3,641-yard season, 17 touchdowns, and 8 picks. I mean, guys, that's a really damn good season for a rookie. That would put him 4th. It looks like 5th all time. Jay Cutler's had 236-yard, 36-66, 36-59. He'd be 36-41. He'd be a top 5 passer all time in a single season. Okay, it'd be Kramer, Cutler, and Caleb. So, and when you go to touchdowns, if he gets to 17, which this is embarrassing, by the way, he'd be tied for, it's 17 touchdowns in a season. By the way, Justin Fields did it 2 years ago, not last year. He would already surpass all for the Justin crown. Play calling's gotten better, no doubt. He's getting rid of the ball quicker. Baseball's a joke until they had a salary cap. Hey, I hear you. I just don't know if it's coming, hype. I mean, players are not going to agree to it. Roki Sasaki that's the guy. Cap is dying for another stud pitcher, the next Japanese stud to be coming over. He will post later this year. Oh, actually in January. So don't expect anything in the coming weeks. Grace, I borrowed it from you, pal. I mean, a guy who's with such skin and lather of a Michael Grace. I mean, this guy wakes up looking good. So anyway, Grace, anytime you'd like to borrow it again, pal, or vice versa, I'll give you a call. You got my number and I got yours. Take the over. Barrelissimo checking in from across the pond. How you doing, my friend? The recap dinner hour, fish and chips hour across the pond from Barrelissimo, friend of the program. William, Cubs seem content knowing it doesn't matter what they do still. They fill the seats with people okay. And exactly. It's kind of my problem with the Bulls. Top 5 in merchandise, top 5 in attendance. No need to fix anything. As long as those 2 boxes are checked, everything else works. Brack Bear. You know, I think about what we would have done had we put a future on Bo Nix at like 20-1. He thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl. Tell me he's wrong. It's all about getting in the dance. I don't think the Denver Broncos are winning the Super Bowl. But we've seen stranger things, guys. You know, it's all about if you just got to get in. From there, it doesn't matter. Coach of the year, by the way, Dan Campbell plus 160. Sean Payton, 450. I mean, is Sean Payton worth throwing a flyer on right now? Perhaps. Comeback player of the year is a couple, like Kirk Cousins at plus 230 looks juicy to me. Saquon offensive player of the year. How about Saquon for MVP? Now people think it can't be done. All of a sudden it's plus 475 and coming fast. Josh Allen, the current MVP favorite at plus 150. A few more here. Matt, I think Matt is the actual guy who came up with start bench cut on this program. Green bean casserole, rolls with butter, and mac and cheese. So Matt's combining a couple start bench cuts. I don't think we had you on the last couple of days, Matt. We actually had a few of these. Yesterday we did sides. If I'm going to use yours here, I'm going start green bean casserole, bench rolls with, well, if the mac and cheese is baked, I'm going bench mac and cheese. If it's just the gooey stuff that we can get all year round, give me the rolls with butter. How am I? Poor Clyde. Clyde gets so mad when I ignore him. I already had mentioned the Sasaki kid. Clyde, I mentioned your comment already, pal. It's Cap's number 1 pick. He wants Sasaki for the Cubs. I would prefer the Cubs go after anybody and everybody that is a stud, but it doesn't appear that Corbin Burns, why the Cubs should go after Corbin Burns. What's the status on tomorrow's possible show? If it doesn't happen, it's okay. Appreciate all the hard work. I think we're leaning yes, guys. The halftime edition. I think we're leaning yes, but I can tell you right now, I'm coming with a pint glass full of Bloody Mary, if that's the case. And who knows at halftime what could be happening? Roki Sasaki, exactly. Clyde, I told you. Phil, what's the problem spending $500 million in the offseason? Jed is built to win the great. Guys, yes, I agree with all of your sentiments and being pissed about the Cubs. I get it. You're still on the L? Man, Pablo, which line? Which line are you on? Did you go to last night's Hooters event? And will you be at okay, we go to, yes. First of all, Pablo, you don't have to ask. If there's a Hooters event, I'll be there. Well, the entire recap team will be there. The next one is 2 weeks, actually. December 10th. Yes, Katie? December 10th from Hooters in Aurora. So make your plans to be out there. You can't take the L out there, Pablo. You have to figure out how to get out there, my friend. Maybe take it all the way out to O'Hare and then take a Oobs from there. What's stopping MLB organization front offices from getting creative with these contracts? I commend the Dodgers for going for it every year. Spend the money, baby. Shame on Reinsdorf and the Ringers. Yeah. And I will say this, David, the RSN money is a real thing. They have an $8 billion contract, a 25-year deal, I believe. No one has it. They have the best TV contract in sports. They get a ton of money from it. We had Ned Colletti, former GM of the Dodgers, on Inside the Clubhouse a couple of weeks ago with me and Bruce on The Score. I asked him directly, what's it mean to have that type of money to dip into? And he said it's everything, and a lot of people don't understand it. A lot of people don't want to hear it, fans especially. I get it. But come on, man. You got to make an effort. You got to – they're the seventh highest payroll in baseball, but it wasn't spent correctly. And the top 6 payrolls went to the playoffs. Honestly, Bill Belichick should be a coach for the Cowboys, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't really care. I think Belichick's definitely coaching again. He's done a good job of kind of rebuilding him, being out in the media, being a part of ESPN's broadcast, being on the McAfee show, being on the Manning cast. I think it's really helped him. By the way, his resume should just be enough too. Apparently don't believe in releasing a head coach. Yeah, Ira, what's up, man? They let Shane Waldron go for performance. What's the difference? They don't like paying people to go away. It makes no sense. On the blue line, not towards O'Hare, headed the other way. Where you see life. Oh, Pablo, man, you make me laugh every day. All right, so I'm giving you guys one of here. So since tomorrow's the big day, this is how we're going to end it. We're going to end on a start bench cut, of course. The main show, the main event, turkey, ham, beef tenderloin. I put beef tenderloin in there because I know that's what Cap is having. Because I'm not a turkey guy. I'm not a stuffing guy. Dude, it's Thanksgiving, okay? I don't want to hear I'm not this guy. Come on, Cap. Thanksgiving. He eats mashed potatoes once a year, by the way. It's tomorrow. So Cap will lather himself up in gravy and dive into the mashed potatoes. I personally will too. But if I were start bench cutting, I would cut the mashed potatoes because I feel like it's something I can get all year round. In this case, where are we leaning with the turkey, ham, beef tenderloin? Okay. I do love me a beef tenderloin. We also dabble in some beef tenderloin. I'm probably starting. I'm going to go traditional, though. If you go like a fried turkey, tough to beat. That thing's moist. Got that little crispy outside. Breck Bear's going start turkey, bench ham, cut the beef. Breck Bear, get a little wiser in his older age. Watching his figure, cut the red turkey. I like it. Cut the beef. There's nothing like here's what I think when I think about this question. Think about that 7:30 p.m., 8:30 p.m. It's like everyone's kind of laying around. You finish up the dishes. Everyone, you play like a family game night or something. The night game is about to kick off. You're like, holy hell, we have another football game. And then you lather up a nice turkey sandwich. Maybe throw some ham on there too. I'll probably go with Breck Bear here. I do love me a holiday honey ham. Start the turkey, bench the ham, cut the beef. I'm in that same window there. Clyde, you clearly want Roki Sasaki. I got you. Start beef, bench ham, cut the turkey. Corruption. Is this you, Cap? Did you name yourself Corruption? Cut the turkey on Thanksgiving. Hey, Corruption got that big budget, man. You like that beef tenderloin? I can't hate any of these answers, by the way. These are all good. Pablo agrees with the almighty Breck Bear. Definitely cut the beef. So we're on the same page there. It's flipping Thanksgiving. We're starting turkey, folks. Come on. All right. Well, putting a bow on this puppy. For those of you who are partaking or hosting or cooking, I hope you are getting ready now. I can only imagine Costco's got to be a shit show today, huh? Imagine going to Costco the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's already tough going through there on a Saturday. You got the people who line up who go there just for the samples and then go like 6 carts deep waiting for like a kettle corn cup with 4 kernels. And you're trying to maneuver around them and doing it the Wednesday before Thanksgiving because everyone waited to get everything. Oh, man. Places I don't cut Costco the day before Thanksgiving. Okay. Beef is superior, of course. Clyde's throwing out a dessert version. Sweet potato. Oh, starting apple pie, benching sweet potato. I'm flipping. I'm going to bench pumpkin. No, I'm going to start pumpkin, bench apple, cut sweet potato on that one. If turkey's cooked right, I'll cut the ham. Well, I mean, come on. Corruption's got people in the kitchen. He's just sitting there like this, knife and fork, waiting for the meat to be. Send it back. Doesn't look right. I like it, Corruption. Start bench cut. Berlissimo usually comes in with a top rope one. Eberflus, Williams, Brown. Starting Caleb, benching Brown, cutting Eberflus. Easy. Love that one. Love that one. Pablo, only World War vets are qualified. Oh, boy. All right, everybody. Hey, we appreciate you. Seriously thankful for all of you guys who watch this show. Support, subscribe to the recap. All of the content that we do, all the content that's coming in 2025. Cap and I have a lot of stuff lined up, and we're just getting going on this channel. And we already have 210,000 of you ready to go. So we have a lot of excitement. I know going into the new year, this is always a very reflective time of year for me. And I'm very thankful just to be a part of to this and we get to have fun. I could have ignored this one. Oh, shit. All right. Well, I have to cut. So I think I got to go with my Ozzy and Frank. There's no way I'm pissing either of them off. Chuck, I can buy him a cocktail and it'll be okay. So there we go. Happy Thanksgiving, Barry Lisa from across the pond. Hey, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. It sounds as if we'll see each other tomorrow. I will have a very stiff Bloody Mary in tow. Hopefully the Bears have a lead or at least look like some semblance of an NFL franchise by halftime tomorrow. But as we know, there is zero guarantee. Appreciate you. I'm Ryan McGuffey. This has been the Recap Lunch Hour. I always appreciate Katie, who is been a huge addition to the recap, and we are very appreciative and thankful for her. So I know she's a big part of this every day with me, and big believer in all the stuff to come. So wrapping it up. See you guys tomorrow. Halftime Bears game special Thanksgiving edition of the Recap Lunch Hour. Can't